What if I told you there's a place where radios suddenly stop working, compasses spin out of control, and people vanish without a trace? A place so strange that even the military quietly stepped in, and scientists still argue over what's really happening there. This place is real, and it's known as the Zone of Silence. The Zone of Silence, called La Zona del Silencio in Spanish, is a remote region located in northern Mexico, deep within the Mapimi Desert. It sits near the borders of 3 Mexican states, Durango, Chihuahua, and Coahuila. This is not a tourist destination. There are no cities, no cell towers, no reliable roads, just endless desert, extreme heat, and silence so complete it feels unnatural. And that silence is where the mystery begins. For decades, locals and visitors have reported something disturbing. Inside this area, radio signals suddenly cut out, GPS devices stop responding, compasses spin or point in the wrong direction, and satellite phones lose connection. Then, just as mysteriously, everything works again once you leave. That's why locals began calling it the Zone of Silence. For years, these stories stayed local, until one incident brought global attention. In 1970, the United States launched an experimental Athena missile from Utah. Something went wrong. Instead of landing at its intended test site, the missile veered hundreds of miles off course and crashed directly into this remote Mexican desert. What happened next raised serious eyebrows. The US government didn't just retrieve the wreckage. They built roads in the middle of nowhere, set up temporary facilities, and quietly removed tons of soil, plants, and debris from the area. No public explanation satisfied everyone, and rumors exploded. Why here? What caused the missile to fail? And why so much secrecy? Scientists propose a more grounded explanation. The Zone of Silence is believed to sit atop unusually high concentrations of iron and magnetite, minerals known to interfere with electromagnetic signals. This could explain radio disruption, compass malfunction, and navigation errors. But here's the problem. These disruptions don't happen consistently. Some visitors experience nothing unusual at all. Others report total signal failure. That inconsistency keeps the mystery alive. Another strange detail: the area has experienced an unusually high number of meteorite impacts. Large meteor fragments have been recovered in and around the region. Some researchers believe the Zone of Silence lies along a natural cosmic corridor, where objects from space are statistically more likely to fall. Others think that explanation doesn't fully add up. Either way, it adds another layer to an already unsettling puzzle. Then there are the stories science can't explain. Locals describe encounters with tall, pale figures appearing after storms. Silent strangers wearing yellow who offer help, then vanish. Travelers guided out of danger by people who were never found again. No photos, no proof, just stories passed down for generations. Skeptics say it's folklore fueled by isolation and heat. Believers say the consistency of these stories is impossible to ignore. Here's the part that often gets overlooked. Even if the Zone of Silence were completely normal, it would still be extremely dangerous. Temperatures soar. Water sources are scarce. Venomous snakes and scorpions are common, and if communication fails, help may never come. Many who've gotten lost here were never found. Which raises a chilling question. Were they victims of something mysterious? Or did the desert itself claim them? Today, scientists agree on a few things. The Zone of Silence is real. The desert has unusual mineral properties. Signal disruption does occur, and no definitive explanation explains everything. There's no proof of aliens and no confirmed supernatural cause. But there's also no single answer that solves every mystery. Maybe the reason this place fascinates us isn't because of what we know, but because of what we don't. In a world mapped by satellites and tracked by signals, the Zone of Silence reminds us that there are still places Earth hasn't fully explained. And maybe, some places never want to be understood. If this mystery fascinated you, subscribe for more strange and dangerous places the world doesn't want you to visit. Because the next story might be even more disturbing, and we'll face it together.